Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers reveal. A preview video has been released for the week of April 28, 2025. It depicts Jacinda holding the bottle that will transform Drew Kane's life. Meanwhile, Kai Taylor prepares for his surgery. Plus, Alexis Davis and Christina Corinthos Davis had a heated argument about the commitment paperwork. Continue reading and let's discuss what's coming up on the ABC soap show. Sonny Corinthos' fate. This week's preview video shows Brick informing Carly Spencer about a minor incident at a Los Angeles hospital. Of course, Brick is discussing what just occurred to Sonny. Sonny had just gotten out of heart surgery when a nurse assassin crept into his room and attempted to put a medication into his forehead. However, Sonny's eyes suddenly opened. When Carly opens the door to Sonny's hospital room, she looks down at the floor. However, it is possible that the body on the floor is that of the nurse ordered to kill our Corinthos gangster. Christina Corinthos Davis's confrontation. Christina confronts her mother in the law office about the secret commitment paperwork. The young woman yells at Alexis, but the lawyer has something to say to her daughter. Alexis snaps back, claiming Christina actually left her with no choice. Alexis seemed to be about to inform Christina how her reckless behavior has complicated everything. Will Alexis and Christina inform Molly Lansing Davis what truly transpired in Rick Lansing's accident? Kai Taylor's procedure day. General Hospital teasers for the week of April 28 indicate that Kai is in a hospital bed. Trina Robinson sits beside Kai, offering him encouragement. However, Trina remains concerned as someone informs her that Kai's operation is about to begin. Week of April 28, 2025. Curtis Ashford will also be seen looking up at the Savoy on GH. Meanwhile, Jocelyn Jacks appears alarmed and creeped out. Lulu Spencer also stares at her phone with anticipation. Nina Reeves ends the preview tape by saying she wants Drew to experience a night that Port Charles will never forget. Then Willow Tate Corinthos looks inside a room, most likely seeing a drug Drew in a compromising situation on tape. Later in the week, Drew argues his case, claiming he was drugged. Drew will quickly learn who done this and attack revenge. Nina is still holding a secret from Willow, so stay tuned. Which narrative are you looking forward to the most? Share your opinions in the comments area below. The General Hospital spoilers for Monday, April 28th, say that Sonny Corinthos' stunning conclusion will be revealed, while Alexis Davis receives a secret gift. Jocelyn Jacks will also suffer a WSB setback. So let's go over all the highs and lows from Monday's GH episode. Jordan Ashford will provide Curtis Ashford with updates at the Savoy, and she may reveal anything about her plan to bring Jen Sidwell down. Curtis will also see Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor out for a festive evening before his operation the following day. Kai will ask if he may meet with Curtis alone and will eventually apologize, implying that he may feel sorry for rejecting Portia Robinson's advice after Curtis sent him to her. Curtis recognizes that Kai must do what is best for him in this process, but he will remain concerned about all of the hazards. Meanwhile, Portia will force Brad Cooper to obey further directions, which he will undoubtedly dislike. Brad might assist Portia in arranging the Mickey that she requires for Drew Kane's plan trap. Emma Scorpio Drake will continue to attract Professor Henry Dalton's attention at the Savoy, which is an issue for Jocelyn because she needs to impress him in order to be hired as a research assistant. Although Jocelyn will experience a setback in her WSB quest, Vaughn will push the proper buttons and encourage her to persevere. Tracy Quartermain appears to be preparing to present Giovanni Joe Palmieri a news report on her tablet. Tracy will attempt to harm Sonny's reputation since Gio respects him. Gio will ultimately ask Emma for assistance with something, which will allow them to get closer. When Carly Spencer walks into Sonny's hospital room in Los Angeles, she will be stunned. Will Sonny be able to outwit the deceitful nurse who is attempting to wipe him off the map with the syringe? Could this nurse get jabbed and die instead? Whatever the case, Sonny will survive the newest attempt on his life, but Carly and Brick will be concerned about who is ordering the hits. Molly Lansing Davis will support Christina Corinthos Davis, as she attacks Alexis in the legal office. Christina will rant about the documents that will force her into mental care, and ask why Alexis would covertly have them made up. Alexis will face tremendous blowback, but she may be able to keep her tongue long enough to corner Christina alone and explain the blackmail situation that resulted in those papers. Later, Alexis will receive an intriguing gift, which may lead to her making some troubling predictions. Could Sidwell send anything scary to set off some alarms? Regardless, General Hospital spoilers suggest Alexis will face plenty of chaos on Monday's episode, so stay tuned. General Hospital preview week of April 28th. Willow watches Drew with Jacinda, Brick, and Carly horrified. The drama in Port Charles never stops, and the week of April 28th promises to bring even more dramatic scenes, emotional confrontations, and startling revelations. As relationships are strained and secrets emerge, the residents of General Hospital become caught in a web of passion, treachery, and peril. One of the most intriguing plotlines involves Willow, who finds herself studying Drew's interactions with Jacinda. Drew, who is still adjusting to life following his tragedy, has been attempting to restore his relationships, but his friendship with Jacinda raises questions, particularly from Willow. Willow, who has always been sensitive and protective of those she cares about, suspects that something is up. Willow's suspicions, whether they stem from a growing infatuation, a secret motive, or simply an innocent friendship, could lead to a confrontation. Will she express her concerns to Drew, or will she keep her views to herself, waiting to watch how things play out? Meanwhile, Jacinda's intentions are unclear. Is she truly interested in Drew, or does she have ulterior reasons that could jeopardize his fragile peace? Meanwhile, in Port Charles, Carly and Brick are startled by a surprising discovery. Carly, who has endured her fair share of hardships, is no stranger to danger, but what she and Brick discover has them visibly scared. The nature of their terror remains unknown. Could it be tied to Sunny's continued troubles, a new threat from an old adversary, or something even more sinister? Brick, Carly's steadfast ally, remains by her side, but even he appears shaken by what they've discovered. The question is, what will they do with this information? Will Carly take matters into her own hands, or will she seek advice from her closest friends? One thing is certain. This discovery will have far-reaching ramifications for all concerned. As tensions increase throughout the city, more characters become caught in the crossfire. Nina, still grieving from recent betrayals, may be lured into the pandemonium as her history haunts her. Her relationship with Sunny is still difficult, and any new events could drive them apart, or force them to confront unresolved issues. General Hospital Monday, April 28th update. Jocelyn's WSB setback, Sunny's shocking outcome. The latest episode of General Hospital delivered a whirlwind of emotions, high-stakes drama, and unexpected twists that left fans reeling. Monday, April 28th's installment was packed with pivotal moments, particularly for Jocelyn, Jax, and Sunny Corinthos, whose storylines took dramatic turns that will undoubtedly shape the future of Port Charles. Jocelyn's WSB setback. Jocelyn Jax has been determined to carve her own path, stepping out of her parents' shadows and proving herself as a capable and independent young woman. Her recent involvement with the World Security Bureau has been a major point of intrigue, as she navigates the dangerous and secretive world of espionage. However, Monday's episode revealed a significant setback in her mission, one that could jeopardize not only her future with the organization but also her safety. After weeks of training and covert assignments, Jocelyn was finally given what she believed to be a critical mission, one that would solidify her standing within the WSB. However, things quickly spiraled out of control when a crucial piece of intelligence turned out to be compromised. The operation, which was supposed to be a straightforward retrieval, became a deadly trap, leaving Jocelyn scrambling to escape. The fallout from this failure was immediate. Her WSB handler, Agent Martins, made it clear that her position within the agency was now under review. Worse yet, the mission's collapse suggested that there might be a mole within the WSB, someone who deliberately set Jocelyn up. The implications of this betrayal are enormous, not just for Jocelyn but for anyone connected to the Bureau. Meanwhile, Dex Heller, who has been a source of both support and tension in Jocelyn's life, was furious when he learned what had happened. His protective instincts kicked into overdrive, leading to a heated confrontation with Agent Martins. Dex's military background gives him insight into the dangers Jocelyn is facing, and he made it clear that he wouldn't stand by while she was put in harm's way. Their argument left Jocelyn torn, between her desire to prove herself, and the very real risks of continuing down this path. At home, Carly Corinthos sensed that something was wrong with her daughter. Jocelyn has always been strong-willed, but Carly knows her well enough to recognize when she's hiding something. Their mother-daughter dynamic has been strained in recent months, with Jocelyn pushing for more independence, but Carly's maternal instincts won't let her ignore the signs of distress. The question now is whether Jocelyn will confide in her mother, or continue to shoulder the burden alone. Sunny's shocking outcome. While Jocelyn was dealing with her professional crisis, Sunny Corinthos faced a personal and professional bombshell of his own. The mob kingpin has been struggling to maintain control over his empire, while also navigating the complexities of his personal life. His relationship with Nina Reeves has been a source of both comfort and conflict, and Monday's episode delivered a twist that could change everything. Sunny's recent dealings with the Pikeman organization have been fraught with tension. What started as a business arrangement quickly turned into a power struggle, with Sunny realizing too late that he was being manipulated. The episode revealed that Pikeman had been playing a long game, one that involved weakening Sunny's hold on the Port Charles underworld. In a stunning turn of events, Sunny was ambushed during what was supposed to be a routine meeting. The attack was swift and brutal, leaving him at the mercy of his enemies. Just when it seemed like all was lost, an unexpected ally intervened, Jason Morgan. Jason's sudden reappearance sent shockwaves through Port Charles, and his timely rescue of Sunny raises even more questions. Where has Jason been all this time? Why did he return now? And what does his presence mean for Sunny's future? The aftermath of the attack left Sunny reeling. Physically, he was battered but alive. Mentally, however, the betrayal cut deep. He had trusted the wrong people, and now his empire and possibly his life was in jeopardy. Even more troubling was the realization that someone close to him may have been involved in the setup. The list of suspects is long, but one name stands out: Cyrus Renaud. Cyrus has been a thorn in Sunny's side for years, and his recent release from prison has only heightened tensions between them. Could he have orchestrated the attack? Or is there another, even more dangerous enemy lurking in the shadows? Meanwhile, Nina was left in the dark about Sunny's ordeal, adding another layer of strain to their relationship. She has stood by him through countless crises, but Sunny's tendency to shut her out is wearing thin. If he continues to keep her at arm's length, their bond may not survive. The ripple effects. The events of April 28th will have far-reaching consequences for Port Charles. Jocelyn's WSB setback doesn't just affect her. It puts everyone around her at risk, especially if there truly is a traitor within the organization. Dex's involvement adds another layer of danger, as his protective nature may lead him to take matters into his own hands. For Sunny, Jason's return is both a blessing and a curse. While his old friend saved his life, Jason's presence is sure to reignite old rivalries and unsettle the delicate balance of power in Port Charles. With enemies closing in from all sides, Sunny will need to decide who he can trust, and whether he's willing to fight to reclaim his throne or step away before it's too late. As the dust settles, one thing is certain: the stakes have never been higher. Betrayal, danger, and unexpected alliances will shape the days ahead, leaving fans on the edge of their seats, waiting to see what happens next. A surprising revelation regarding Sunny's recent activities will surface, making Jason doubt all he thought he knew about his best buddy. Rumors claim that Sunny may have crossed a line that even Jason cannot ignore. Whether it's Sunny's business activities, a violation of trust, or a frightening secret from the past, Jason will have to confront the prospect that Sunny is no longer the man he once knew. As Jason deals with this frightening news, tensions between the two will reach a boiling point. Will Jason prioritize loyalty over justice, or will this discovery cause an irreparable rift between them? Meanwhile, Sunny, oblivious of Jason's mounting suspicions, struggles to balance his empire, family, and his delicate relationship with Carly. If Jason decides to move against Sunny, the effects could be felt across Port Charles, affecting both allies and enemies. Nina spills to Carly. Nina Reeves has never shied away from conflict, but her next move could change the game forever. After months of simmering tension, Nina reaches her breaking point and chooses to reveal the truth to Carly Spencer. While the specifics of her confession are unknown, speculation believes it could entail Nina's role in concealing Sunny's Nixon Falls amnesia, or another bombshell she's been holding back. Carly, who never backs down from a fight, will definitely be furious. Their long-running enmity has been one of General Hospital's most bitter rivalries, and this showdown has the potential to escalate it even more. If Nina's confession reveals a profound betrayal or a hidden fact about Carly's family, the consequences might be disastrous. Carly's anger is legendary, and if Nina has finally gone too far, the damage may be irreversible. But Nina has her own allies. With her marriage to Sonny already on precarious ground, this showdown has the potential to either strengthen or break them up completely. Will Sonny support Nina? Or will Carly's influence prove too strong? And with Willow in the mix, possibly caught in the crossfire, the emotional stakes could not be higher. Nurses' Ball Crisis. The Nurses' Ball is one of Port Charles's most elegant and well-known events, but this year it may be remembered for all the wrong reasons. Behind the stunning performances and poignant speeches, danger lurks in the shadows. A massive crisis is about to erupt, endangering the lives of several important players. Could an unexpected guest crash the gathering with vengeance in mind? With so many foes circling, Peter August's lingering threats, Victor Cassidy's machinations, and even a new villain on the horizon, no one is truly safe. The ball has previously been a target, and this year may be no different. Furthermore, personal dramas will collide in spectacular style. Relationships will be strained, secrets revealed, and alliances will shift in the blink of an eye. The Nurses' Ball has traditionally been a hotbed of romance and intrigue, but this year it could also be a conflict. Other explosive storylines. Aside from these core tragedies, several other storylines will keep fans hooked. Drew and Carly's growing connection. As Drew Kane adjusts to life outside of captivity, his friendship with Carly strengthens. But with Jason back in the scene and tensions escalating, will Drew get caught in the middle? Elizabeth's struggle. Elizabeth Weber's mental health journey takes a turn as she tackles new problems. Will she get the help she needs? Or will previous traumas resurface? Spencer and Trina's romance. Spencer Cassidy and Trina Robinson's relationship encounters fresh challenges, particularly with Esme Prince still present. Will their love endure the chaos? Austin's secret agenda. Austin Gatlin Holt's exact motivations are unknown, although his acts suggest he is hiding something significant. When the truth is out, who will be caught in the crossfire? Final thoughts. The next 3 weeks of General Hospital are shaping up to be among the most dramatic in recent memory. Fans will not want to miss a single moment as Jason's commitment to Sonny is called into question. Nina has an explosive encounter with Carly, and the Nurses' Ball descends into pandemonium. Betrayals, heartbreaks, and life-or-death circumstances will keep viewers hooked to their screens as Port Charles inhabitants face their most difficulties yet. Maurice Benard and Ignacio Cericchio, both well-known characters in the entertainment sector, recently had a profound discussion about a significant mental health problem that affects people all over the world. Their conversation shed light on the growing crisis of mental health issues, the stigma associated with them, and the critical need for more awareness, understanding, and access to treatment. Both performers who have spoken openly about their own difficulties with mental health utilize their platforms to underscore the need of breaking the taboo and creating a more compassionate culture. Their discussion covered a wide range of mental health issues, including the impact of social media, cultural pressures, and a lack of proper mental health resources, particularly in impoverished areas. One of the main topics of their discussion was the worrying increase in mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and PTSD, particularly among young people. Benard, who has been open about his bipolar disorder, discussed his own experiences managing his condition while navigating the trappings of fame. He emphasized that mental illness does not discriminate. It can strike anyone, regardless of age, gender, or social background. Cericchio, who has previously spoken about his experiences with anxiety, agreed, adding that cultural pressures frequently compound these difficulties. The pressure to be perfect or successful, especially in the age of social media, has produced an environment in which many people suffer in quiet, afraid of being judged or rejected if they publicly discuss their mental health. The discussion also focused on the role of social media in determining mental health trends. While sites such as Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter can be useful tools for connecting and raising awareness, they can also foster feelings of inadequacy, isolation, and even self-harm. Bernard and Sericchio explored how created online personas establish unreasonable expectations, causing many people to compare themselves negatively to others. Constant exposure to unpleasant news, cyberbullying, and the addictive nature of these platforms exacerbate mental health issues. Both performers agreed that, while social media is not intrinsically bad, there should be more emphasis on digital literacy and self-care to offset its negative impacts. Another major topic was the stigma associated with mental health, especially in certain cultural groupings. Sericchio, who is of Argentine heritage, discussed how mental health is frequently neglected or misunderstood in Latino households, where discussing emotions is sometimes interpreted as a sign of vulnerability. Bernard, who is of Nicaraguan descent, described similar experiences, saying that in many traditional families, mental health issues are either ignored or blamed on personal failure, rather than being recognized as serious medical disorders. This cultural stigma discourages many people from getting help, resulting in protracted suffering, and in some cases tragic ends. Both performers underline the significance of culturally appropriate mental health education, in closing the gap and encouraging more open dialogue in these communities. Access to mental health care was another key topic of discussion. Despite the rising frequency of mental health illnesses, many people, particularly those from low-income families, face considerable barriers to treatment. Individuals face challenges in receiving the care they require due to high expenses, long wait periods, and a shortage of mental health experts. Bernard and Sericchio emphasized the importance of legislative reforms to improve mental health services, such as better insurance coverage, increased funding for mental health programs, and greater integration of mental health treatment into primary health systems. They also complimented grassroots organizations and internet treatment platforms for making mental health services more accessible and cheap. The discussion then switched to the significance of self-care and coping strategies. Both performers discussed practices that have helped them manage their mental health, such as therapy, meditation, exercise, and artistic outlets. Bernard discussed how acting has been beneficial for him, allowing him to express his feelings via his art. Sericchio talked about the benefits of mindfulness practices and the significance of setting boundaries, both online and in human relationships. They advised individuals to experiment with different coping methods and see what works best for them, emphasizing that there is no one-size-fits-all approach to mental health. A particularly poignant moment in their conversation was when they discussed suicide prevention. With suicide rates on the rise worldwide, Bernard and Sericchio emphasized the significance of spotting warning signals and reaching out to individuals who may be struggling. They emphasized the importance of community support in saving lives, encouraging people to check in on their loved ones on a regular basis, and to approach mental health talks with kindness and without judgment. Both actors urged for improved suicide prevention training in schools and workplaces, as well as increased public awareness campaigns to decrease the stigma associated with suicidal thoughts. The conversation ended with a call to action to increase mental health advocacy. Bernard and Sericchio urged their fans and followers to learn about mental health, support mental health organizations, and use their platforms to push for change. They stressed that while progress has been made in recent years, much more needs to be done to guarantee that mental health is handled with the same urgency and priority as physical health. They thought that by sharing their personal stories, they could encourage others to speak up, get treatment, and recognize that they are not alone in their challenges. Finally, the debate between Maurice Bernard and Ignacio Sericchio was a striking reminder of society's mutual duty for mental health. Their candor and vulnerability helped to humanize this often misunderstood topic, illustrating that even those who appear to be successful and confident can struggle within. By continuing to have these painful but essential conversations, we can move toward a future in which mental health is prioritized, stigma is eliminated, and everyone has access to the resources they require. The conversation also centered on the role of celebrities and public figures in mental health advocacy. Individuals like Bernard and Sericchio can reach millions of people through their platforms, making their voices important in the fight for mental health awareness. They did, however, admit that change cannot be achieved only through high-profile activists. It must be implemented at all levels, from policymakers to educators to ordinary citizens. Small acts of kindness, such as listening without judgment or offering resources, can have a huge impact on someone's life. Their debate also highlighted the importance of early intervention. Many mental health issues develop in childhood or early adulthood, yet they may go undetected for years. Bernard and Sericchio emphasized the need of mental health education in schools, where students can learn about their emotional well-being, coping methods, and how to seek help. Early detection and treatment can prevent disorders from deteriorating and improve long-term outcomes, yet many educational institutions still do not offer comprehensive mental health services. The performers also discussed the link between mental health and other societal challenges, such as homelessness, addiction, and incarceration. A considerable fraction of the homeless population suffers from untreated mental illness, and many people in the criminal justice system have underlying mental health issues that were never addressed. Bernard and Sericchio advocated for more compassionate answers to these concerns, such as improved mental health care for vulnerable groups and alternatives to incarceration for people with serious mental diseases. In reflecting on their own experiences, both actors expressed thanks for the support networks that have helped them overcome their mental health difficulties. Bernard acknowledged his family, friends, and medical professionals for giving stability during difficult times, but Sericchio emphasized the significance of finding a therapist who understands his cultural background. They both admitted that healing is not a straight line. There are good and bad days, but stressed that seeking help is a show of strength, not weakness. The conversation concluded on a positive tone, with Bernard and Sericchio expressing confidence in the future of mental health awareness. They observed that younger generations are more open to addressing mental health than ever before, which is a hopeful start toward reducing stigma. However, they cautioned against complacency, advocating continuous efforts to strengthen mental health care and support networks around the world. In conclusion, Maurice Bernard and Ignacio Sericchio's debate was a compelling examination of the contemporary mental health issue, its root causes, and potential solutions. By sharing their personal experiences and thoughts, they not only raised awareness, but also gave hope and inspiration to others suffering in silence. Their message was clear: mental health is important, and society should take it seriously. Whether via governmental reforms, cultural shifts, or individual acts of compassion, everyone can help to create a world where mental health is prioritized. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Nina Reeves' cheating scheme may backfire. Will Willow Corinthos side with Drew Kane and blame her mother for the setup? When Nina first started putting this plan together with Portia Robinson, she was skeptical that Drew would cheat on Willow, at least at this point in their relationship. That's why Nina recommended framing Drew with Jacinda the hooker instead. Of course, there's an issue here because Nina didn't believe Drew's true treachery. Willow may find it suspicious until she gets over her shock and indignation at discovering Drew in bed with someone else. According to GH spoilers, Jacinda would play her role brilliantly and try to convince Willow that the attractive congressman wanted her. Drew, on the other hand, will tell a totally different story, and based on his hazy memories from the night before, he will not be surprised to learn that he was drugged. Drew's wheels may start spinning if he realizes a trap has been created. Drew may piece it all together and claim that someone wanted Willow to have this horrible homecoming surprise. Naturally, Drew may conclude that Nina is the most likely person to go to such lengths to end their relationship. Willow may also recall telling Nina when she was flying back, and possibly giving her mom the green light. Willow is so determined to believe Drew is her knight in shining armor that she may accept his version of events. When Drew swears not to throw away what they share, Willow can easily envision seizing his hand and declaring she believes him. Willow has demonstrated her willingness to kick Nina to the curb anytime her mother makes a mistake. Drew will most likely have little trouble convincing people that Nina has manufactured another one. This could be precisely what Drew needs to turn Willow against her mother, and Nina's plan could fail horribly. Whether Portia agrees to this, Nina absolutely could. Willow may confront Nina and demand to know whether she set Drew up. Nina may struggle to conceal her remorse, leaving Willow prepared to cut her mother out of her life completely. If that happens, would Nina realize she has nothing to lose by disclosing her previous relationships with Drew? Will Nina preserve those secrets for fear of jeopardizing any chance of reconciliation? Regardless, General Hospital spoilers indicate that Nina's predictions regarding drowning Drew may not come true, so stay tuned for updates on the devastating news. General Hospital spoilers. Nina's cheating trap backfires. Willow supports Drew and blames mom. The drama in Port Charles never stops, and Nina reaves herself once again in the midst of a rising storm. Nina, known for her cunning methods and ability to manipulate events to her advantage, has prepared what she perceives to be the ideal trap, this time for Drew Kane. However, history has proven that Nina's intentions frequently spin out of control, resulting in unexpected casualties. This time her plan may fail miserably, pushing her own daughter, Willow Corinthos, further away. The consequences of Nina's actions may cause Willow to side with Drew, and eventually blame her mother for yet another problem. Nina's next strategy looks to involve framing Drew for infidelity. Whether she fabricates evidence, twists harmless exchanges, or simply lies, her purpose appears to be to harm Drew's credibility and relationships, maybe in vengeance for his role in exposing her previous wrongdoings. Nina has never taken loss lightly, and her vendettas may be ruthless. However, her plan is dependent on people trusting her account of events, which may not go as easily as she wishes. Drew has established a solid reputation in Port Charles, and many folks, including Willow, have grown to trust